Is it possible to use a Mito Red Light panel on a Platinum LED stand? Let me show you this. What we have here is a Biomax 900 with a Mito Red Light MitoRPO 1500, all on a Platinum LED motorized stand. So yeah, you can. So let me explain a bit more about this. It is a question I often get. People may purchase a panel from one company and get that stand, and then later on want to get a panel from another company. If you want to know if they can interoperate from a control panel point of view, I have done a video on that, links are in the description below. But when it comes to fitting them all on the same stand, I wasn't too sure. I had to get all my tools out, and I've literally been playing around for the last hour or so testing to see if this works. Another reason you may be watching this is perhaps you have a couple of Mito Red Light panels or some Rouge panels or red light rising panels, and you really like the looks of the Platinum LED motorized horizontal stand. Not all companies sell this particular stand, and it is a really good stand. I obviously have one here. I've tested it. I've got a video review on it, and I was impressed. It is very nice to use. You can use it horizontally while you're lying on a bed. You can fit 4 panels, get full coverage. I can see why people ask this question. So of course, yes, here I have the Platinum LED running. I have the Mito Red Light running. And as you can see, the stand is currently lifted up. I can use my remotes with this motorized stand. I can lower it. And of course, I can change the angle so it is horizontal. All very, very cool. Now, I know this particular setup looks a bit silly. We have the wider Biomax with the narrower Mito Red, but again, I'm just using this for demonstration purposes to show you what you can and can't do. Now, the reason why I could get them all on the same stand is on the back of these red light therapy panels, they have screw holes. Now, what I noticed is a lot of these companies use a screw hole that fits the same size screw. I have a bunch of them here. When you purchase the Platinum LED motorized stand, you get a whole bag of them, as you can see here. And you also get a bunch of these brackets. Now, these brackets simply screw onto the back of the panel and then screw into the stand itself. It's all rather straightforward. So as soon as I realized that, hey, the screw holes are the same, I can use these brackets, it's gonna work great, I knew, well, hey, look, there's no reason why I can't put them all on the same stand. So yes, this is really good news. If you have Mito Red panels and you want to buy the Platinum LED stand, or if you have the Platinum LED stand and you're looking at getting panels other than Platinum LED, know that yes, you can put them all on the same panel. It may not look super pretty. There may be a bit of a space, like there is a slight gap in the middle of these panels here, but it will work, which is great. So does this mean the non-motorized Platinum LED stand will work with the Mito Red panels? Yes, because again, they're using the same screw holes, same brackets and all of that. What about other panels? Well, as you probably know, I have a lot of red light therapy panels on hand. So I got a bunch out, turned them over and looked at the back of them. I can tell you now that the Rouge Gen 3 Pro will work with the stand. The Rojo Therapy lights, again, have the same screw size. The Red Light Rising Advantage also has the same screw size. Now I have the Infrared Flex Mini on hand. This panel actually has a much larger screw hole, so the screws won't work in here. However, that's not to say you couldn't get an infrared panel on this stand. All you would have to do is go to your hardware shop and find some screws that will fit into this particular panel. And then again, you're going to use the same brackets and away you go. I also have a Mito Red Light Mito Adapt panel here. I don't have the large one, just the tabletop one, but they actually have a smaller screw size than the Biomax and the Mito Red Pro panels. So again, you're going to have to go out and get specific screws for this panel. You know, it shouldn't be more than $5–10 from a hardware store. Hey, look, if you're enjoying this video, hit the like button below and be sure to hit subscribe as well. It tells me what people like and I'll keep making more content like this. One other important thing to mention is even though the screws from the Platinum LED stand fit on the Mito Red stand, the brackets and the screw holes don't line up perfectly. So you're not going to get all your screws and all the brackets in place like you would with the Platinum LED stands. It's obvious that the screws and the brackets have been designed for the Platinum LED. So yeah, it means that you may get, you know, half of the brackets in place. Personally, I don't think that matters. I mean, they're rock solid screws. It's all quite a strong setup. But you may not want to do that if you're using it, say, in a commercial setting where the panels are above the person. just in case, I don't know, something were to slip and yeah, worst thing happens. In all honesty, based on what I've seen here and playing around with it, these things are so strong. Even if you only got a few of the screws in, I still think it's going to be rock solid, but I do need to point that out. So pretty much, I would say that most, if not all, of red light therapy panels can be used on the PlatinumLED motorized stand or their non-motorized stands, which is really, really good news. Remember though, there may be issues with setup. You may not get a perfectly symmetrical fit. You may get a bit of a gap here and there. Now, there is one exception to that, and that will be the Juve panels. They don't have screw holes on the back. They have a totally different design, and they use their own specially made stand options. So you won't be able to get a Juve panel on one of these stands. You'd have to do some creative engineering. Now, another thing I need to mention, I only have PlatinumLED stands, the motorized stand and the non-motorized stand. Both of them use exactly the same brackets and setups. So that's what this video is about. However, if you're getting a stand from say Mito Red Light or Rouge, because they use the same screw holes and a similar bracket system, I would say that you could use PlatinumLED Biomax panels on their stand, for instance. But I haven't tested that, so I can't say for sure. Now, of course, if you've got any other questions, leave them below. If you do want to buy any of these products or the stands, I'll put discount links to them all below as well. In the meantime, be sure to check out my comprehensive review of the PlatinumLED motorized stand. It did surprise me how nice it was to use, and if you got the money, it is something I do recommend purchasing.